Everybody, welcome to TBV's fourth demo day. Today we have a great panel of guests, including five VCs on our judging panel. We have over 35 VCs attending today, and we have eight companies pitching. It's going to be an incredible day. And without further ado, I really want to go through our list of VCs, starting with Superscript.
Jad here, one of the founding partners at Superscript, early stage Web3 fund, between Singapore, New York, Boston. We invest across the stack. Personally, I'm an entrepreneur turned VC. I've had the challenging expertise of building, scaling, exiting companies over the last 10, 15 years, and then turning that into VC world with the idea of supporting our founders and community members on building, scaling, and exiting their own companies.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Right to the point. And if your daughter wants to pitch, just let me know. I'll make sure we get her a spot on the next one.
Amazing.
And
Thank
then
you.
absolutely, man. And then Nick from GDA Capital. Nick, you've also been an early supporter, man. Appreciate you, and thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for the invite, Brent and Toby. Nicholas here representing GDA Capital. We are an advisor and investor to early stage blockchain projects globally. We were founded in 2017. We invest anywhere between as little as 10K all the way up to 100K. We are a proprietary fund, so we're very much flexible in how we deploy our capital, but most of the time we want to deploy it strategically whereby it makes sense to give a better synergy within our wider portfolio companies. So yeah.
Awesome, man. Thank you for being here. And you're in Singapore or Hong Kong?
Singapore.
Okay, awesome. Toby will be there in a couple weeks, so you guys need to connect ways there as well. And then last but definitely not least, Ling from Iron Key Capital. Ling, you guys have been early supporters of us as well, and thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you guys for having us. So I'm one of the partners and chief strategy officer at Iron Key Capital. So we're basically a member managed investment club, more commonly known as like investment DAO. We do syndicate deals. We also invest off of our fund sheet. We basically leverage blockchain to like make investment accessible for everyone. This is just like part of the thesis of our fund is to like allow angels to make the next leap into like professional venture investing. So on top of that, we are constantly everyone like in our fund is very like Web3 native. We're constantly like on the cutting edge of where the industry is going, where the opportunities lie. We do pre-seed and seed type deals, and we also have a big presence in doing OTC related deals. So if there's anyone who's active in the secondaries, feel free to reach out to myself as well. So yeah, it's a quick intro about me, and thank you guys again.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for coming. Well, without further ado, because we have quite the train of companies to get started on the pitching, and we're very excited to have our first company presenting, Michael of AppLayer. Michael, the floor is yours, and I will start the infamous 2-minute clock. So you're up, man.
Perfect. Well, thanks for having me. I'm Michael, one of the co-founders at AppLayer. We are a high-performance blockchain built to replace cloud services such as game servers and application backends with ultra-fast on-chain compute and high capacity. Essentially, 95% of Web3 games infrastructure rests in cloud, which can cost developers over $5,000 a month in just multiplayer services alone. This is a huge burden for indie developers in our space. And we essentially solve this by eliminating the need for cloud completely with smart contracts to provide game developers the ability to operate games at 1/10 the cost of conventional cloud. These smart contracts can be deployed with no code and have capacity to scale linearly within our one layer. One of the most important aspects of AppLayer is our core technology, a C++ smart contract execution engine that is 209 times faster than leading EVMs, enabling the ability to process highly complex services fully on-chain. This is what powers our game development kit, which enables games to operate in perpetuity, living on-chain forever, even if a developer walks away. It is a full replacement of cloud, enables any game to run 100% on-chain, also includes useful features like randomness and mapping programmable game experiences. We offer these services through our portal as a one-click solution. They are created by both our community and our team. We monetize this with 10% made on all non-free smart contracts utilized on our portal. And as we gear up for mainnet launch, we've attracted over 5 million wallets, driving over 77,000% in growth for just this year alone in our testnet, and it's steadily climbing. And that brings us to our raise for our seed round, which is at 1.8 million, which basically gives us about 2 years of runway to expand our infrastructure, team operations, and our go-to-market strategy. And happy to take on any questions.
Awesome. Well done, Michael. That to start it off and be under the 2 minute mark, I think you're the first company in history that has done that. So
Nice.
congrats, man. And now we're going to kick it off to the investor panel. And I think let's start with Julian. And then I want to try and get all six of you, but we'll kind of watch the time and see. But maybe Julian, if you want to start for feedback or any questions.
Yeah, sure, let's do. Thanks for the pitch. Very lean, very minimalistic, very technical. I liked it a lot. Just one question. You are a solo founder, right? Or do you have a team?
No, we have three co-founders on the team, and then we also have multiple employees globally, amounting to about 16 people across multiple continents.
Okay, got it. Regarding your roadmap, could you maybe go quickly get to the roadmap slide if there is one, if I'm
Yeah, hold on
mistaken?
just 1 second if it'll load here. Yeah, so we have our old roadmap and the new one going through all the way to 2026.
26. Okay. No, got it. No questions asked. Just want to reiterate with the roadmap again. Thank you very much.
Cool.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Julian. And then either, Nick or Jad, feedback or questions.
Yeah, I can go. Hey, Michael. I think you guys were previously SparkNet, right? And I guess this is a rebrand to AppLayer. Can you chat a bit more about that whole rebrand?
Yeah, it was more for cohesion around the product itself and refined strategy for our go-to-market. We basically are creating an ecosystem that is very robust and kind of more tailored to Web2 developers specifically. So making it really easy for them to be onboarded and deploy, games, applications, and things like that. It's just a much better brand to grow out of.
Okay, got it.
A question from my end. Is this replace so any gamer, sorry, any game developer anywhere in the world can use your product? Doesn't have to be like a Web3 game. They can use this as an alternative infrastructure to launching a game that is cheaper, faster, better. But they don't have to know anything about crypto, anything about tokens or Web3 or anything like that.
Correct. Yeah, we abstract most of those services down to a username and password. So from developer tooling to user logins, it's all abstracted. But the core backend is blockchain driven.
Yeah. And then just building off of that, so what is you mentioned traction on testnet. Are there any gamers that are building on it today, or because testnet numbers, come on, let's all be honest here, testnet numbers really don't mean anything in our world. So what happens after is what matters. What traction do you have from game developers now?
Yeah, so we've personally incubated about 6 projects that are majorly in the game space. One being Ramen Rumble, which is probably the closest to launch. They're building a mobile game that's for iOS and Android. We have Cosmic, who's actually using our infrastructure as an app chain. And they're basically building like a whole space MMO, which is really cool. But essentially, all of these different games, whether they're in Web 2 or Web 3, they're leveraging, different services that could be, providing state sync for, multiplayer services where the blockchain is the intermediary. and they're basically providing services like mining asteroids or minting new items in the game. But basically having that core user experience similar to what you would have as just a regular Android or iOS app. But yeah, we have our full ecosystem here. Happy to send you a list after the call as well. There's a bunch of games deploying, so.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Chad. And then lastly, Ling or no, actually, yeah, just I think Ling or Mary. Either one of you have any comments or feedback for Michael?
Yeah, so I guess how have you guys verified like testnet transactions? Like how do you measure them? How do you prevent like Sybils? And is there any like I'm sure like other VCs have probably asked that question as well, but like is there some way for us to get more granular details on those stats? Because on the surface level, yeah, it's pretty impressive, but it's probably more
Yeah,
behind the
I mean,
scenes.
when it comes to any test net, there's going to be a lot of people who are hunting incentives and airdrops and all of that. We actually implemented a new feature which deduplicates a lot of like deployed smart contracts. There's like one smart contract that's been reissued like a million times. It was eating up a lot of resources, so we actually created like a means of basically tracing those and deduplicating them, which is what our engineers were calling it. But yeah, we have one of our partners, Layer Growth or Layer Hub, where they can show some of that data of like who are the actual users who are using our infrastructure versus people who are just spamming the network, so to speak. So yeah, happy to share that info as well. We have a ton of data around that we can share.
Awesome. Thank you. That's my only question.
Okay, so here I have some questions.
The Zoom.
That is
But
hilarious.
yeah,
This
just
is
yeah, but just really quick, Mary, yeah, please.
yeah. I just want to know, does your Q4 Apple layers mainnet will be fully open, like no longer require permission, and where validators will be sold? So how will this affect the decentralized and the security of the network?
Not sure I understood the full question, but I mean, essentially, uh, the network itself will be in mainnet as fully unpermissioned by Q4 of this year. We are planning to, I mean, we're on a mission to make it fully unpermissioned by our launch by about September. But if we don't meet that date, we'll have updates to the network where we'll open up validation to up to 2,000 validators by Q4, which basically makes it so anyone can validate the network and keep expanding from there based on upgrades in terms of latency and aspects like that. If that answers your question, maybe you have some follow-up on it.
Okay, so the final question is, who is the target customers group for this product?
Yeah, it's mostly
Sorry,
business to business game development.
sorry, guys, we need to put a hard stop because we have a tight show here. So thank you, Michael. Thank you, Mary, for the question, but we ran over a minute on that one. We got to go to the next one. So next up, we have Brock from Indexing Co. Brock, you are up.
There we go. It is. Yeah, let's go back to the beginning. I'm Brock. We're the indexing company, and we're here building the neighborhood. Cloud compute reimagined for the modern age. So what's the problem? We're at petabyte scale data. We need it in real time, and existing use cases are scaling infinitely. Solutions aren't flexible enough. The latency breaks the model. Cloud infra simply can't keep up. Worst yet, we're spending 65% on wasted or idle resources. This is why we built the neighborhood. So this is a global network for on-demand data processing built on machines that already exist. Imagine loading Instagram on your phone. Instead of hitting meta servers, you're actually working peer-to-peer to process and deliver all of that data for that experience. None of this is theoretical. We actually built it. So with over 80 early adopters across 50 billion transactions, we've generated 300,000 in revenue and saved our customers 70%. This is real. And as we look forward, this is a usage-first network that can't be bootstrapped with hype alone. So we are starting with real customers, real processing. We're scaling demand by selling to high volume data teams. We're scaling supply by expanding our existing distributed node network. And ultimately, we're going to onboard builders out in the market, Web2, Web3, using our SDK so that they can tap into this global network. The future isn't cloud, the future isn't centralized, the future is distributed. Thank you.
Awesome, man. Great job and right on time. Very impressive. Let's start with VC feedback, and maybe Julian or Jad, since you started last time, if you want to kick it off now.
Thank you, Brock. Appreciate your presentation. My question to you is we've seen a handful of these. It's because the idea it's a good idea, but I think being the winner here, getting millions or hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue is the big question. So, like the big question here is like, what's your right to, and why are you going to be the company that's going to take over this space?
Yeah, I'd say there's two things here. One, the team. We're professionals that have built a lot of startups in the past, a lot of data-driven startups from Coinbase to SpaceX. We know what we're doing from a technical side. And then two, we're taking the learnings from all those existing products and figuring out why they didn't work. So as we look at things like storage, indexing, compute, all of these have focused on different niches and chased solutions or problems after the fact. We're going for the use case first and backing into the tech that supports that use case.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Jad. Julian?
Regarding, Jed just mentioned the competitive landscape. How many competitors do you have right now? Basically, in this month of the year, how many basically startups are there basically funded a month? How many basically corporate spin-off are basically trying to break into this market? So Jed mentioned this. How many competitors do you have like in total by number right now?
I don't know that I have an exact number offhand. It's probably in the dozen realm. Most of these are incumbents. We're not seeing very many new projects doing this because it traditionally takes a lot of capital to bootstrap a network. We went after customers first and are using that to bootstrap it.
Yeah, that's my follow-on question. Do you think there's a likelihood that just like a big company will just say, okay, we're doing this spin-off, we're doing this like a corporate venture capital stuff like this, and would you still be able to compete in this market if like the leading company in this industry would say, okay, we are starting our own service? How would you basically defend your market? How big, how deep is your tech moat? How would you basically react to this?
Yeah, maybe answer it a different way. We've talked to everybody from Google to QuickNote to Alchemy. If they wanted to build this, they would have to cannibalize their own data products. And so they can't kill their own business streams. And so the conversation actually flips immediately towards acquisitions. Yeah.
Great. Thanks for the feedback, Julian. Dr. Encore or Nick?
Yeah, I can go first. Brock, thanks for the presentation. I'll give feedback and then one question. I know you're super passionate about this space. If you can bring some more passion out when you're doing the pitch, that would be big benefit for me. So that's one feedback. In terms of question, what's the biggest challenge for you guys over the next 12 to 18 months?
Yeah, admittedly, it's resources at the moment. We have a roadmap. We know what we need to build technically. We're looking to bring on some capital so we can actually bring on enough engineers to bring this to fruition.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then Mary or Link?
In this Venn diagram, you compare yourself to like a cache. So can you run arbitrary compute processes using this? And how would that cost compare to running an equivalent on AWS? Let's say you want to run DeepSeek R1 fine tune it, like use LoRa. Is that possible using the neighborhood? And then what difference with costs?
Yeah, so two things there. Today we are focused on essentially low latency compute. So data processing where we can distribute those workloads and parallel process them at scale. Something like an inference model with an LLM does not lend itself well to that. So at the moment we could do it, we probably wouldn't necessarily be winning on costs at that. Specifically in the AI space, as we look towards the sort of skinny model approach where you get more hyper-focused models doing individual specific tasks, that's where we start to win. We could run those models in parallel and do the orchestration layer across all of them.
Yeah, I would say that's the norm nowadays, what you've described.
Sorry, say that again?
I would say that's the norm. Like, it's like different models being routed depending on the context, depending on the type
Definitely.
of, yeah, depending on like the level of granularity the question asks for. Okay, so you're saying cost is similar to existing cloud solutions?
No, sorry. Specifically for heavyweight models, we are set up for this lightweight future that we're heading towards, where we can actually distribute these workloads versus having large vertically scaled workloads. In the distributed network, this is where we often see 70% cost savings for our customers.
Got it. So less emphasis on like GPU.
Correct.
Okay, understood.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all for me. Thank you.
I tried to make the timer shorter, but it goes the full 3 seconds. That is hilarious. Great job, Rob. Thanks for the questions, guys. And then yeah, Mary and Nick, I'll get you guys to start on the next company for feedback. Next up, we have Olivia from Eden Protocol. Olivia, you are up.
Thank you, Brian. So is my screen on yet?
Yep, perfect.
Okay, cool, perfect. So hello everyone, this is Olivia. I'm the co-founder of Eden. It's a great pleasure to be here today. Eden is a DPIM platform disrupting the $60 billion sexual wellness market through blockchain integrated sex tech and the first healer ecosystem. So why sex toy dipping? The demand of sex toy wellness product has surged under global recessions and pandemic, showing resilience even in bear markets. Meanwhile, users are craving for more engaging, immersive experience. Crypto is the solution to make intimacy interactive, rewarding, and fun. And those are our products. We call them Forbidden Fruits series. They are beautifully designed sex toy embedded with Bluetooth chip for seamless remote control experience. We've already sold almost 4,000 units across the US, Europe, South Korea, and Japan. And Eden is more than just hardware. It's an entire ecosystem inside the Eden app. So with every session, users mine Eden token simply by using their devices. All the products are mining machines, and they also have support to have real-time Bluetooth remote control session. It's perfect for long-distance couples who want to stay connected no matter where they are on the earth. For users seeking new experience, Eden match functions like Tinder for sex toy owners. Swipe right, start a conversation, and share real-time control for mutual pleasure. For more advanced users, we offer Eden Healer experience. Those are live interactive sessions with adult content creators. We partner with OnlyFans, Model Media, Swag, and Fantry to onboard professional models to offer private real-time engagement using our devices. Users burn Eden token to interact, moving beyond passive content consumptions into true real-time intimacy. So Eden is transforming intimacy into a fully active tokenized network where every session drives growth, engagement, and monetization.
Awesome. Thank you, Olivia. This is not a pitch. I think mostly VCs on this channel see every day. But thank you. And let's start with Nick first, and then we'll go to Mary. Nick, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think maybe GDA is in quite an interesting position because we are a proprietary fund, so we are able to do quite a bit of things in this space, not really limited by LPs. So It's quite interesting. Just wondering, like, what's if you could summarize like the whole business model behind this, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so basically, like we charge users Eden token for them to have remote control session. Let's say like we charge like $50 equivalent USDT for them to have a remote control session, and we charge like 20% of the fee as like platform service fee, and the other 80% goes to the healers as their reward. So that's how we make profits, and we also make profits by selling the sex toy as well. And we sell the sex toy at a price of $129, and the cost is around like 50% of the selling price. So we have very good profit margin selling the sex toys as well.
And I guess a follow-up question is, why must this be a crypto project, right? I guess you could do like normal Web2 kind of subscription services or online merchandise selling, but why crypto for this?
Yeah, that's a great question. And the reason we decide to incorporate crypto component is because like the crypto payment can be, using to protect your privacy. And also it also have this kind of incentivized to make you stay in this ecosystem. So users can, purchase our healer experience by, using USDT or use Eden token, and they can also, get Eden token as reward. So this is more fun and more, have more incentivized for them to stay in the ecosystem.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Great. Thanks for the questions, Nick. Mary?
Yeah, I think I have heard of similar projects before, and I just one question. What do you think about the compliance of your project?
Yeah, this is also a very great question. And then because like we are providing this kind of intimacy experiencing by remote control each other's sex toy remotely. So this is mean this kind of experience are existing in Web2 component as well. So this is like legal in most of the countries.
Okay, thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Mary. Julian, your feedback?
I have no questions. I was never a customer of like online services like OnlyFans. Thanks God, I guess, at this point. But still, it's an interesting business case. I also got the point you're also selling the devices. Is there a warranty on the devices? Are you basically selling the device and then they break down? Is there a warranty? I mean, I think there are multiple levels of business basically run into one. So you have like this e-commerce side, you have this like creator side, you have this like Tinder matchmaking side, you have this platform aspect. I mean, there are multiple dimensions of this business to it. I got it. I also got the need. Basically, some people have to use this as well, but how do you basically manage all of this quite, I would say, challenging aspects of businesses in one business?
Yeah, this is a great point. And for our mobile app services and for the first version, and we will enable them to have like remote control within the app. And then the Eden Match is also available, so that will customize the need of people wanting to meet other sex toy holders. So with this kind of Eden mobile app, to go with the hardware, so users will enjoy the mining machine feature and also the Eden Match experience in the same mobile app. So this is how we want to have like the MVP for the first version.
Yeah, got it. Another question I'm having is since it's already an issue on Instagram and other social platforms, how do you basically protect people from interacting with an AI created avatar? Do you have like a proof of humanness, proof of I don't know what is it basically having the sex toy being approved? Maybe I skipped this as well, but I think there's like some poor lost souls who will spend all their money, all their points, all their yield to some fictional, let's call it online friend who's just a guy in disguise. I don't know.
Yeah, this is actually our like the future plan because we have this kind of a real human being as healers for the first stage, and on the second stage we're going to have this kind of AI companion services as well. Those will be much cheaper, more affordable. And then you can probably spend like 10% of the token having the healer experience to having like using the 10% of the cost to spend time with an AI companion. So this will actually help to satisfy what kinds of needs based on how much money they want to pay. So the cost of real human are more expensive, and the cost of AI companion can be reduced significantly.
Awesome. Thanks for the feedback, Julian. And then just really quick, Jad, if you have a question, you can ask it, or we can go to the next company.
Yeah, just more of a comment. I mean, I think we all know OnlyFans is one of the most like profitable per employee company in the world. Just you got to get distribution. So I wish you all the best on distribution. You got to get millions of people or whoever using your products.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the feedback.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Olivia. That was a great presentation. And then, yeah, let's go to the next company, which is Jim from Web3 Sense AI. Jim, you're up.
Thank you, Brent. Thank you, everybody, for joining, especially those joining late at night in Asia. So Web3 Sense is a blockchain and social media analytics platform that connects Web3 enterprises with their audiences. It's very difficult to grow in Web3, right? As we all well know, the biggest challenge enterprises struggle with is building an audience of people who will actually engage. And they also often waste a lot of time and money on the wrong marketing partners and key opinion leaders, aka KOLs. So while we can analyze anybody on X, we've also mapped over 111,000 X accounts to wallets, and this number is growing each month. So this allows us to find enthusiasts in specific categories for our clients who have money and are reachable. And we also show our clients which KOLs are real and probably more importantly, which ones aren't. So one of our unique metrics is actually showing the wealth reach of KOLs and what kinds of tokens their followers hold. And then we can also measure the specific success or failures they've had in various categories. So I think one of the really important aspects of our solution is that it's fast, repeatable, and highly automated. That's adaptable across all client categories. So basically anybody in Web3 needs our data. Our client roster currently spans layer 1s and 2s. We have DeFi projects, DePIN, events, and VCs. And just last week, we onboarded a decentralized AI platform. And then we've got a Web3 security client that just joined us as well. So when I say this is fast, we're now delivering data to our clients the same day they ask for it. Why don't we take a look at a case study from one of our recent clients? It's BetHog. It's a Web3 casino that was founded by the co-founder of FanDuel. So they're looking to onboard and attract VIP gamblers, so people who wager a lot of money. We looked at their competitors' Twitter followers, and we built them an audience of over 10,000 Web3 wagerers. And then we also analyzed on-chain holders of one of their competitors' tokens and found several hundred mappings to whales. So
that is the timer. But yeah, thank you, Jim. And yes, the 2 minutes does go fast. But let's go to our judging panel. And I think last time I did not get Dr. Encore. So we'll start with you, man, for feedback.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. And I don't know if I like that music. I like when Brent comes in full force and cuts people off. So that's my personal preference. But no, appreciate it, Jim. Look, I've seen a lot of, or quite a few Web3 analytics companies or projects. Why you guys? What makes you guys so different from everybody else?
Yeah, so great question. I ask our clients, who do we compete with directly and who are we complementary to? They say we're complementary to Kaido and Cookie 3, and we directly compete against the likes of Blaze and Addressable. The reason we're better is we have higher quality data. We go deeper into specific client categories, whether it's DeFi or you're doing a node sale for DePIN or any of those things. We also provide the most unique KOL metrics that they've seen. So instead of just looking at engagement, which we do, we're doing a relative metric that shows how many people they reach in Web3 and what they hold and how much.
Okay. Is there not follow on here? Is there an appetite for going deeper into the engagement outside of what those other competitors already offer?
Yeah, I mean, So they want to know, like, okay, how do I reach people specific to our category? That's really where the depth comes in. So we look at specific campaigns that some of these KOLs have run in their category with analogous peers. And also just like we just comb audiences of their aspirational peers or competitors and then show them who's already enthusiastic about this space. So a typical example would be like I did for BedHog, look at the competitors, find thousands and thousands of people that are already in Web3 gambling, bring them that audience. All the metrics are there, like how many followers these people have, how active they are. We find the micro influencers and ambassadors too, because a lot of these folks, either instead of or in addition to paying paid KOLs, they want people that are going to engage for real, stick with the community, longer term, and also bring their followings too. So I hope that addresses your question.
Yeah. Thanks, Jim.
You got it.
Awesome. Thanks, Dr. Encore. Ling, you're up. Okay, I know it's also late for Ling, but Jad, you're up, man, or Mary?
Yeah, so we actually led Kaido's last round, so very familiar with the space. I would say, with what I know, which is not a lot, I think you truly do need differentiation, and you do need to be able to get customers away from your competitors, because the market is fairly small as a TAM. So you do have to find the ability of getting customers and getting mind share and making sure you can grow the business and hopefully getting a path to a token. How are you stealing customers from your competitors?
Yeah, I mean, right now, most of our client acquisition is through marketing agencies that bring us their clients, in addition to direct outreach by me. We've actually had a lot of clients refer us to people they know, which is obviously, a nice compliment. But yeah, to really scale and get critical mass, we need to totally ramp up our marketing and sales effort. So that's part of the use of proceeds, is to get somebody full-time, just doing all things social media, going to conferences like I am right now, and getting the word out that way. We also have some KOLs that like our product quite a bit, and kind of shows them something different for them to pitch themselves to prospects. And we've teamed up with a couple KOL platforms in that regard too, just to help them bring differentiated data that shows like, hey, it's not just about my follower count. It's not just about, whatever my last customer might have been. I actually can reach this 100 million in wealth, and relative to my competitors in the KOL space, I'm better. And we help them show them why. But yeah, I mean, I think really to your question, Jad, and I appreciate it. It's the specificity of the audiences that we build that is really key. I'm not going to try to attack Kaido or Cookie 3 on the mind share across Web3, part of that fortress. What I really want to do is just bring people, their audiences as quickly as possible. And our clients have said that they're getting 10 to 15% response rates on their DM campaigns that they run on the back of our audience data, which is really quite high. And they've been very pleased with that. I mean, they still need conversion there, joining the Discord or hopping on chain or putting money into the DeFi platform, let's say. But yeah, we've done well with the audience builds and the KOL measurement. But I agree, we need to, just keep acquiring customers through other means, not just word of mouth or agencies.
Awesome. And then lastly, maybe Nick, just really, really quick, if you have any questions or feedback.
Yeah, probably just like a comment. I think that there could be a gap in the market to fill for something like a Web3 sense. Because if you're comparing with Kaido, I think Kaido charges pretty expensive, right? So maybe the differentiation here could be in terms of the price, like similar to how earlier in the crypto space, like Fireblocks and treasury management are super expensive, right? Then we started seeing like a bunch of treasury management startups coming up targeting the smaller ticket sizes. So I think this could be something interesting.
Thank you. Yeah, right now we're cheaper than our competitors, so we're raising our prices. But yeah, no, that's a good point. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks, Jim. Moving on to the next company is Bart from Liquid OS. Bart, you're up, man.
Hey everybody, nice to be here. I'm Bart from Liquid OS, and we believe the meme market is broken and we're fixing it. So basically, Liquid OS is a multi-chain launch and trading stack for meme coins. We've increased creator incentives, have meme coin staking, token tax options, bonding curve rewards, and a bunch of other growth tools that we're working on, and that should lead to more sustainable launches. Now, we believe in shipping fast, so we're currently already live. We call this our MVP. We're on Ethereum, Berachain, Base, Solana, and we're adding chains constantly. But basically for a product like ours, the go-to-market is really key. And we've come up with this new incentive mechanism where basically 20% of our future token is going to be rewarded. And it's all fully on chain through a bonding curve mechanism, where whenever you buy or create a coin, you're going to get the equivalent of our tokens, which really sparks early volume. That will then translate into our Lycos token, where you can earn through creations and buys, and then basically farm and arbitrage after we do our TGE. Now, basically, currently we're live on 4 chains. We're speaking to over 200 different projects. And then basically we're going to grow further and do a TG as well. Now the team, Pavlos, my co-founder, is a really experienced guy who used to have his own blockchain studio. He shipped over 100 different projects. He worked at Deutsche Bank before that as a tech lead. So he's been around. I'm also a serial entrepreneur. I've built companies both in Web2 also and in Web3. And thanks everybody. Looking forward to the questions.
Nice, Bart. That was the most polished, quick pitch of today. So, without ado, let's go to the panel. Maybe we can start this time with Dr. Encore, if you want to start, man.
Sure. Thanks, Bart. I think we've spoken before too.
Yeah, we have.
And so look, we have, right? Okay. So look, elephant in the room, I'm gonna say that some people say meme coins are dead. And you guys are creating a platform centered strictly around meme coins. How are you different from your competitors, and what makes people want to join you, even though you may be multi-chain?
Yeah, so basically, we always thought since day one that the dynamics that Pump Fun have are unsustainable. You have these very short-term gains. Churn is really high because people get frustrated by being rug pulled way too early. And we think that by aligning incentives with creators and traders much more and providing all of these tools in our platform, it turns that, like, changes the game a bit. We think that Pump Fun is very on the degen side, and I think that's not sustainable. But I do think meme coins or coin launches in general are still going to be happening as long as you can regain a bit of that confidence that the meme coins that are launching are actually going to be successful, and you make it easy enough for anybody to be successful in that. Because right now, if you're launching on Pump Fun and you don't have your own cabal or people that you're using and bots and things like that, then it's really hard to actually be successful over there. And by providing all these additional tools, we think we can fix that. There's a bunch of things that I didn't have the time to cover, but we're adding things like decentralized marketing tools where you can have the community fund the growth of your meme coin. Where we already have things like token taxes. So instead of you buying up early supply and then rug pulling essentially the people that trusted in you, you can start earning based on the volume that increases. And also, I think that eventually the long game in this space is not just going to be limited to meme coins, but it's going to be resulting in something much more where a lot of early projects are going to be using this kind of infrastructure to launch more serious things, maybe not as serious as the projects that launch like a 10 million or 100 million market cap, but like the smaller games or smaller projects will use this as well. But I think we should go into more details in a private call to really cover that.
Appreciate it, Bart. Thanks.
Awesome. Mary, your feedback or question.
Okay, so as we know, the meme has the seasonal trends. So I need to know, do you have any long-term ability and adoption for that?
So I think memes will always still exist as long as people have the opportunity to win in there. I mean, I guess you could, but there's people that will always have fun doing this kind of stuff. But we also, depending on how regulation evolves, we really believe that the bonding curve mechanism that currently is used by meme coins to make launches easy will eventually be used by other projects as well to actually raise around. Now, this depends also on how regulation changes, but imagine if you have a bonding curve now where you use the full amount to seed your liquidity and make it tradable. You could also use this kind of mechanism to actually seed the project treasury, where their bonding curve takes longer to graduate, goes to a higher market cap, but it could then, once it completes, essentially help any kind of small project raise their first check. And then you reverse the whole process of going from like angel round, VC round, then TGE, and kind of using that as exit liquidity. You reverse it and you basically make your project, eventually it's going to be then your securities or your equity tradable from day one. Of course, we depend on like what regulatory frameworks there are, but we do believe that that's coming. And I think being an early mover in that kind of space where you're leveraging the existing infrastructure for other things is going to be where the real future is at.
Okay, so what's your key like partnerships or integration to attack the developers and like liquidity providers? Is like a traditional invitation only means?
So you mean how we're going to attract liquidity from users, or did I not get your question?
Yes, from users.
Yeah, so in the early days, a big thing that will play into that, and we've seen kind of Boop.fund do something, but they messed up their design, so they had to take it down. But basically what we can do is, because we're having this temporary IOU token that will translate into our real token, basically, if you're going to be, once we make this live, all the early creators and early traders, whenever you're going to buy a meme coin, you're going to get the meme coin, but you're also going to get our own token, and it's going to be across multiple chains. And what that results in is that if you're an early creator or an early buyer, the thing is, of course, you're going to care about how do I get other people to come and buy this as well. And by having this kind of incentive mechanism, people in the beginning are going to care a bit less about the performance of the meme coins themselves or the volume that we have on the platform, because regardless of what happens, they're going to be still being rewarded in this token that we have. And it uses a specific bonding curve mechanism where the earlier you are, the more of our token you're going to get. So as opposed to having just like point systems or airdrops or things that happened in the past in Web3, we're really making that transparent and immediately rewarding for people. And the earlier you are, the more rewards you're going to get. And so, and even let's say that you're going to be early first trading on Solana, and then later the rewards that we're giving because volume is already higher drop on Solana, then maybe you're going to.
All right. And married. And so now we'll go, or sorry, Julian, did you want to chip in?
Sorry, the connection
Maybe
was
not.
shaky. Me or the other
guy? No, it was you. But did you want to chip in with a question for Bart?
Yeah, of course I have questions. Okay. Basically, meme coins, I think, are designed to be broken. They're designed to be asymmetric to one side. I think they're designed to favor insiders, obviously. Currently asking about your raise. What are you raising? What valuation? And obviously the question, are you raising to token or raising to equity?
Yeah, so currently we see ourselves as kind of like an MVP. So what we're doing is we're currently raising our 1 million round at a 10 million valuation for both equity and token warrant. So we already have our lead in the round, and we're now filling up the rest of the spots.
When do you plan your TGE? Which time frame?
So probably around October is what we have in mind.
Okay, and do you think the market circumstances will also support TGE in October, end of year? That's why you timed it, or why did you time it like for October and not in the summer?
Or later. Well, but we kind of think that that's the right sweet spot. Well, I guess market conditions can play a role, but we kind of think that that's the sweet spot in terms of how much traction we're going to have, how many creations are going to be there, also the amount that we expect of our IOU bonding curve to complete. So we're kind of like planning it that it's a really smooth process where almost the end market cap of our IOU token is going to result in a proper market cap of our own token launch as well. If things move up faster, we could do it sooner as well. I guess we're giving us sufficient time to get to these really big metrics, but we're gonna have to see what the speed is there.
Okay, got you. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Bart. And now we'll go to Max, which will be the final 2-minute pitch before the last two speed pitches. But Max from OneClick, you're up.
All right, awesome. All right, hey everyone. I'm a founder of OneClick, and we're here to make DeFi more accessible and rewarding. So the problem is that DeFi is too confusing. You can make life-changing money through, airdrops and yield farms, but there are dozens of chains, hundreds of protocols, and thousands of opportunities. How do you know which ones you should use and which ones you should avoid? Now, at the same time, if you're a DeFi protocol, you're hungry for users, right? Basically, the competition is fierce. Protocols practically ready to kill for new liquidity. Now, what if there is a solution where you can access, the best pools in one click with premium rewards and at low cost? So meet OneClick, the UX abstraction layer connecting liquidity providers and top DeFi protocols. So on the user side, it helps with personalized discovery, so you can easily find out top pool options that fit your unique profile, goals, and budgets as well. Getting there, so you can instantly deposit into selected pools with OneClick. You can earn increased rewards pre-negotiated by OneClick with all the top protocols. Maybe we can dive deeper into this during the Q&A because it's quite relevant. And manage everything from one place without having dozens of tabs in your phone or browser. Our solution is unique because it's not just a dashboard, it's a full cycle DeFi farming super app that helps you one-click zap into any DeFi protocol from any network, pay cheaper gas fees, and earn better rewards. We developed a proof of concept with more than 40 integration partners, including best protocols like Stakestone, Puffer, Build on Bitcoin, YieldNest. We built a massive community and won multiple awards during offline and online events. Our team is 9 people, very diverse, with previous background in fintech, AI, and crypto. Currently, we're still in beta, but looking for like-minded backers to whom we can bring OneClick to.
All right. And that is this time. Thank you. Thank you, Max. And then we'll turn it over to questions. Maybe you want to start with Jad.
Yeah. So you said you're still in beta. You have 4 partners. You know,
40.
this is a
Yeah. More than 40.
Well, 40 partners, 40.
Yeah, integrations.
That's amazing. I mean, what do you see like the biggest partner support in the first year? Like how do you see yourself finding product market fit early on?
So we see demand from basically all sides of the network. So essentially, we cater to both protocols, right? On the right side here, supply. So Stakestone, Gearbox, Origin, Puffer, all these protocols, they need users, they need liquidity. So it's not very difficult to sign with them. Like basically, our pitch is like 1 minute and we basically get a MOU signed and onboard them. So that part of equation is easy. On the demand side, the LPs and like DeFi farmers, they're also looking for good alpha, good yields pretty much every day. So as long as there is a good incentive without additional, added smart contract layer risk, they also are looking for these opportunities. So basically, I think we have 2 sides of the equation, both supply and demand side. Very interested. They want to have what we're building, as well as all these distribution partners that integrating OneClick as a API SDK widget, kind of like 1inch, but for farming. Like we have dozens of wallets just reach out to us asking for when are you guys going to have your API, and at some point we will, but a bit later.
Very cool. Thank you.
Thanks, Jad. Maybe Julian, any feedback or question?
Yeah, multiple questions. You see just right now you got a grant from the Solana Foundation. Is it like an Super Team Insta grant? Is it like a full-fledged grant?
It is a full-fledged grant. We basically applied cold via email, send like a presentation about how we can help Solana to bring more liquidity, and had 2 meetings, I think, and just got awarded.
Okay, that's cool. Is there any reason or any basically, what would be a reason for you not to onboard with a protocol, not to onboard a client, or basically to reject a protocol, a partner? I don't know what.
Yeah, so that's good point. And we don't integrate everyone. So, there should be at least basic criteria for each protocol that we onboard and integrate. Like generally our LPs and like liquidity network, they don't touch anything that hasn't been live for like 6 months at least and has been like battle tested, with track record, with metrics like TVL, users, etc. So we have a screening form, and we look at the product track record. We look at the metrics. We look at the smart contract audits, and we also look for like qualitative metrics like team quality, backers, how much funding they raised from which VCs. So basically, as long as project matches all these boxes, we can integrate.
Okay, then, man, one follow-up question. I see you have been one of the top 10 startups at the Paris Blockchain Week. Have been there as well. Did you already raise?
Yes, we did. We raised close to 1.3 mil already, like halfway for the seed and like 300K angel round. Yeah, we received a lot of attention during Paris Blockchain Week as well.
Okay, got you.
Awesome. And then maybe Nick, you want to chip in for the final minute?
Yeah, sure. Just to build on that previous question. So you said you raised a pre-seed. Can I ask at what valuation and what's the current valuation for the seed?
So the angel round we raised was close to 10 mil. The current round is 20.
And if I may ask, what's the progress that you've made since then to justify this, like basically 2x valuation?
Oh, I mean, when we been raising our angel round, like we practically didn't have anything. We just had pitch deck and a dream, as I say. But we spent pretty much like the last year, even more, building our ecosystem, the network, validating the assumptions. We pivoted a couple of times. We added like the infrastructure layer, like through API and SDK integrations. So like we did a lot of work, and honestly, I feel like we're coming up at the cheaper side right now, but it's not up to me to decide. But I feel like we're onto something, and we see demand coming from all sides. And I think with the right hype, with the right backing, we can bring it to $1 billion company.
Got it. Well, congrats on your angel round of 10 mil. I think that's quite a large valuation then.
Gotcha. Appreciate it, man.
Awesome. Thank you, Max. And thanks for the feedback, Nick. Alrighty, let's get the final two wrapped up. Our speed pitches, these are going to be 30 seconds. And then we're going to have one judge's feedback for each of them. So let's start with full finance from Adria. Adria, you are up.
Do you see my screen?
Yep, we can see your
Okay.
your screen, man. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we are all here and we are all saying that we want mass adoption, but let's be honest, the user experience is just not ready for it. That's it. Everyone started buying crypto. We found it difficult. When we already solved it, we are helping new people jumping on it. For finance is just solving that. It's a crypto wallet for Web2 users so that they don't need to understand what they do. The volume is moving on chain. Centralized exchanges are launching wallets. Even Coinbase and A16Z invested 15 million to do something that we are launching in 2 weeks. This is us.
Awesome, man. That was one of the best 30-second pitches I've ever heard in a while. Maybe Jad, really quick feedback or any question for Adria.
It's a needed product. We need these options in DeFi. So someone's going to do it. I think there's space for more than one winner. So get out there and get your customers.
Thank you, Chad. Thanks for the feedback.
Awesome. And then Julian, really quick, you want to give some feedback?
Really, really quick. I mean, I like the design. It remembers me this like old Forex exchange trading apps where basically everybody lost money. So it's very minimalistic. You like the blue and white color tone. Everybody I see, basically recently I saw a friend of mine in Dubai basically still using these interfaces and just screaming that he's losing money and stuff like this. So it's like good old memories from the interface. I hope people make money with it. I hope people win. Since now in crypto it's a new narrative, but I like the overall design.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Adria. And then we'll do the kind of final pitch here with Morgan from Hopscotch Trade. Morgan, you're up.
My name is Morgan. I'm the founder of Hopscotch, the next generation Facebook marketplace. Today's marketplaces are broken. They charge too much, hold on to our money, and they can't stop fraud. Hopscotch is a trust-first marketplace. It's affordable, non-custodial, and every deal is verified by a human or AI agent using on-chain escrow. We're soft launching this week in Chicago with real inventory, real money, and real people putting it to the test as we prepare for distribution across Coinbase Wallet and Farcaster. Thank you.
Awesome, man. Crisp and to the point. I love it. Nick, maybe you want to give some feedback.
Sure. Can I ask why Chicago as the first, city to launch?
It's where I'm based, and kind of like one of our kind of like go-to-market schemes has been to contact and outreach places like Facebook Marketplace, eBay, and Etsy that are local to us, and basically work with them to be able to buy their inventory as long as it's on Hopscotch.
Okay, got it.
Awesome. And Dr. Encore.
I'll just give some feedback. I love the energy. I always say punch your investors in the mouth. We get a little jaded with, pitch after pitch. So great job just on energy alone and delivery as well.
Thank you.
Awesome. And then maybe just one last feedback either from Jad, Mary, or Julian, or Ling if you're still here. Anyone wants to chip in, and then we'll wrap.
Good to see you, Morgan.
Yeah, good to see you, Jed. 3 years ago, Dragonfly event.
Yeah.
If you said I have one question. You're backed by Dragonfly, Conflips, and more. Who's the and more? I mean, you have like 3 or 2 very big names, and more as angels, syndicates, friends, family, foods. Who are the and more? That's interesting for me.
Yeah, kind of angels and colleagues I've worked with in the past, specifically my ex-boss, Chris Haymeyer, who's kind of a legend in the trading space, who I worked for 3 years as I ran the settlement piece of the prop trading business here in Chicago. Settled over multiple billions of dollars.
Okay, got it. Regarding Dragonfly, just out of curiosity, how big is their chip basically, or how big is their ticket size? They usually deployed at early stages, or did you consider yourself early, or just from my expectation? Because
So they were our first check in the door for our pre-seed, and I think probably to date we might have been their smallest check size ever. So it's like
yeah, that's what I saw.
It was tough to get it. Yeah.
Okay, but you cannot disclose the check size, or can you?
I'm happy to talk offline about that with you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's not like this meeting is recorded or anything. No, but honestly, Morgan, great pitch to the point. Love the energy, especially end of this day, man. Let's get fired up. This was an awesome demo day, TBV demo day 4. Big shout out to our VC panel, Jad, Encore, Mary, Nick, Julian, Ling. You guys are all legends. Really appreciate your guys' feedback. Of course, all the founders today. You guys did an awesome job pitching. I think everyone's very well prepared. We'll do this again next month. If you're at ECC, let Toby and I know. We're hosting a lot of events there. And again, have a great rest of your night or morning, wherever you're based. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.